as a prophet. But he wanted to carry the burdens of the ummah of the most beloved one on the day of judgment. And he said, Ya Rabbi, make me to become one of them. I will give up my prophethood, the highest distinction and station that Allah can ever give to a human. He says, I give this up to become just one of them. The reason is, he's saying, I want to lift their burdens from them. Allah granted to him. Nasruddin Hoja, forever now, until the day of judgment, whenever you tell one single story, and he has thousands, one story, everyone from east to west, north to south, believer or unbeliever, they'll forget all their problems and they start laughing. Until judgment day, he's carrying some of our burdens. May Allah bless him, inshallah. Those holy ones they're going to come back to when the time is near to fight in that big war that is coming. World is preparing. Heavens, they are preparing. Mankind is sleeping. Myriad sleeping, fighting with one another. Myriad sleeping, running after the dunya. Myriad is sleeping in ghaflat. Myriad is sleeping, having strange ideas here and there. Don't be. Understand that your enemy is always out there to trap you. He's always out there to trick you. No one is escaping from this. Not you, not me. Our work is always to see where the enemy is going to trick us and not to fall into that trick. Not to say, I didn't know. Especially in this time for anyone to say, I didn't know. To know how they're laying the traps, to avoid that. We're never telling you to declare war against the shaitan or to declare war against the dunya. No. But to know how the shaitan and dunya, they're going to trick you, so walk carefully. Walk carefully. Don't use your own head too. Because when you use your own head, usually you will fall. And you will step on that landmine and it'll blow up in your face. We are very lucky because we have our Shaykh thinking about us, for us, 24 hours. This is what is called sunnat. That Holy Prophet ﷺ, he has already laid the way. Our akal too, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created it. It doesn't come from us. It doesn't belong to us. You understand? Intelligence doesn't come from us. It doesn't belong to us. Ya Alim, Allah is the one who has created intelligence, and His name is there, the one who has knowledge. Shaitan also claims he has knowledge. The ego also claims he has knowledge. The dunya says, I have knowledge too. Your desires say, my knowledge is above everyone. Don't get fooled. The duty of a believer is not to get fooled. You have a guide, follow him. Some pretending to follow. You can be pretending. 1 day, 2 days, 1 year, 2 years is going to come out too. Like Shaykh Maulana is saying, what? You cannot hide a sword in your bag. You put a sword in your bag, it's going to show. You may hide to the rest of the people, but the ones that their hearts are open, they would know. Then they're watching from a distance. They're asking Allah sincerely, change this one, please. He's falling into the hellfire. That one become more arrogant, more stubborn. They cry and they say, this is our amanat. But that one becoming more arrogant, more stubborn, more shaitanic, then the command is going to say, don't call them again. Let go, because they're causing so much harm to other people. He is your amanat, but he is our creature. Shaven is murid. So we warn. And every sohbat that we speak is to speak about watching for your enemy And not like let to your enemy to sit in your heart and to whisper to you every single day. When you know that your connection is weak, when you decide to listen to your waswasa more than you decide to listen to what the Shaykh has to say by tongue. I read your sohbat. Not the same. You're reading my sohbat with your ego. I'm watching your videos with your ego. You have a problem. Huh? Why are you not saying, I have a problem? You're trying to hide it, it's going to show. We must get rid of this, especially the doubt and the questioning and the criticism that you have for the Shaykh, for those ones who are guiding you. It is not your place to judge them. Judge yourself. Be busy with yourself. You will not understand. That time when the ego takes over, even if they explain to you from 104 books, you will not understand because your ego completely take over. You will not hear nothing. Everyone will understand, but you become more arrogant and more stubborn. This all depends on you. Do you want to change or you don't want to change? Sincerely. You think the man who is sick spiritually and he wants to change, you think Allah will leave him alone to shaitan? Impossible. But the one who may say, I sincerely want to change, but you know, every help is coming, but it is blocked because he blocked it. He kicked it. That time he changes. Who he has to blame? Can he blame Allah? Most people, they do. They blame Allah, they blame the Prophet, they blame their Shaykh, saying, where are you? Where are we? Where is Allah? I'm left here all alone. Where are you? Aye. Wake up a little bit. Because when you're questioning the presence of Allah and the help of Allah, and you're questioning the help and the presence of your Prophet and your Shaykh, there's a time faith is quickly leaving you. Because you only think that you are existing, nothing else. Yes, we say, may Allah protect us from that kind of confusion. But it is the job of confusion to confuse you. We say, may Allah protect us against shaitan. But it is the job of shaitan to mislead you. Don't think just because you say, Ya Rabbi, protect us, and shaitan is not going to come near you. Shaitan will come near because you are coming near to Allah. Shaitan is not going to come near to people who are very far away from Allah. Because you're coming closer, because you're in the way of haqq, that's the time shaitan and your ego and other people's ego, they will attack you more. But that protection is knowing, understanding when you are in sohbat with your Shaykh, how these tricks and traps are and how to move according to that. You will know it is there. The danger is when person thinks, I'm okay. Danger is when the person thinks, I'm okay, other people, they are not. Danger is when a person looks down on other people. Danger is when a person thinks that other people, they are planning to bring you down. No. Your brothers and your sisters, they're not planning to take you down. Shaitan is, definitely. Your ego is. But not nobody here in our Jamaat. So wake up. You may hide it. You may hide it for years. You may look to be the most calm one, but we know what you are behind. We know how you are privately. And you're going to show that true face. We don't want you to show that. We want you to get rid of it. But if you're not listening, what we can do? Prophet's uncles, they're not listening. What can he do? So, Take lesson from this, you and me. Get rid of those things. You know how usually the doubt and everything enters into your heart? When really you have nothing to do. When you have nothing to do. When you're not working, or you have a lot of free time, and you're on that internet 24 hours. Yeah? You're not struggling against to your lower self. You're not fighting against the shaitan. You think everything is okay. Pretty soon you find yourself, you're fighting against those ones who love you most. You're attacking them. Because that's what shaitan wants you to do, to attack those ones who love you most. You start attacking them. One day you feel that you're completely right. You feel that you are the highest Lord. One day you feel so bad because you treat them like that. That's what shaitan wants you to do. Swing one to another because you have nothing better to do. The help is over there. And you're saying, why I must go over there to help? New style. Doesn't he know already? Why I have to go to him? Complete arrogance now. It's like Allah is saying, ask me. And you're saying, Allah, why I have to ask you? Don't you already know? You understand? And Allah says, ask me. Ask me even if you tear off your shoelaces, ask for me. Oh, of course, now new style, they're saying, oh, yeah, he wants to control everything, asking everyone to ask him. I said, no. If you know what to do, and all of so many of you are witness here. In the beginning, I will lead you the way. I will hold your hands and walk like this. After a while, I'll let go and I say, now you better know how to run. Correct? Because I have other things to do. I'm not going to hold your hand all the time. You know how to do this? Run, because you have other work to do. Everyone does. But this is a very evil sickness that is in people. Murids should watch this. It depends. If you sincerely want help, you will ask. When you don't want help, you will not ask. Then you're going to sit on it 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Maybe in the first day, maybe in the first month, first year, the doubt is like this. But you know, it is the nature of these things. It gets what? Bigger and bigger. After a certain time, it's like, you know, cancer? Huh? Cancer, if you detect it early, there's a high chance that you may be cured, correct? But if it's too late, the doctors even say it is too late. We cannot do anything. Wait until the angel of death comes. Spiritual sickness is worse than that because it takes over very quickly. And like I said, shaitan is aiming for us. He's not aiming at the people out there preparing now in this night like this to get drunk and to do all sorts of wrong, forbidden, evil things. They're going to run. So, wake up. This is for me and this is for you. May Allah forgive me. May Allah bless you. And make us all to wake up to become better ones, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Any questions anyone has? Yeah, say.
How does the
Adam. Yeah. Say.
How does the Marine earn the trust of the sheep?
First, you become obedient. The trust is the highest. Siddiq. Siddiq means the one who is trustworthy. The title of Siddiq, it is second to the title of Nabi. The Prophet is the highest title. Below that, it is Siddiq, trustworthy. What is our way called? The way of Siddiqul Akbar. Hazrat Abu Bakr. Siddiq. Trust. Trustworthy. First you obey. You hear and you obey. To obey means different things coming to you, you put it aside. Doubts coming, you put it aside. You clear it. Traditions coming, you put it aside. Intelligence, your own coming, everything, you put it aside. The first is obedience. You say, good, now you're obeying. Now, let's see if you are willing, for the sake and the love of your Shaykh, to give up things that you love. This is not material. What is it that one loves so much? Her beauty. The Shaykh says, don't concentrate on that. The other one, intelligence. No. The other one, meaning what he loves and what gives him pride. Sacrifice. Give up. Everything that you sacrifice is actually coming from your ego too. You understand? You sacrifice now. It may not be the thing. It may be your attachment to the thing. And when you are attached to that thing now, when it becomes something between you and Allah, then that one has to be put aside now. It cannot be in between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they say, give up from this, give up from that. Maybe not openly, like this, like this, like this. They say you're trying. They say, okay. You're strong. You're understanding now that everything comes from your Shaykh. And you have to return to the Shaykh. Once you start doing that, now the trust that Allah puts in His heart, He's going to put in your heart. When the Shaykh is going to trust the murid? When the murid trusts the Shaykh. When the murid trusts the Shaykh. Then the Shaykh says, this one is trustworthy. He's not going to think anything other. He's not going to think anything wrong. He's going to understand. Now this one, slowly, is starting to become our shadow. And we say, then continue. You'll be a shadow for other people to put them in coolness, those who want to get out from the fires of Jahannam. This is not also so much your Shaykh is petting you. Or once you trust the Shaykh trusts you, you become a tool for him. You become his shadow, meaning you become a tool for him. Then, at that time it is easy. At that time you say, I can give more to him. He's not trusting himself. He trusts me. Characteristics of a friend of Allah. There are 12. And these 12 characteristics, it is shared by dogs. Look into the characteristics and say, where am I in this? Where am I in this? Some murids, we say nice things, they're very happy. They get very puffed up like this. We start to poke them a little bit, then they start biting back. Some, they just betray, just like that. And we're not even poking them directly. Those characteristics of a dog. Awliya Allah, they have. We used to have, but we took it down a little bit. Put it back. Everyone should see. The dog just finds anywhere to go to sleep. People come and throw stones at him. He gets up, he goes to another spot, and he goes to sleep. How many of us as murids now? Someone says something that we're just getting up and going to another place and sitting down. How many of us? Now someone is going to say something, you get up, and then you're going to start fighting. What are you going to win? Don't you know? Don't you think the Shaykh will know who is on the right and who is on the wrong in this situation? You think that you're on the right. We are here so that we have a lawyer in front of us, our Shaykh. We don't ever want to address Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. That He is closer, we'll probably make so many mistakes. He's going to speak for us. This is what intercession is. Prophet is going to speak for us. So, you're going to try to do it by yourself. Maybe something that is so simple, it is going to be very complicated. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we have to learn from this. And everything is happening. There are bigger reasons for that. What has happened in the past and what is happening in the future than we can imagine. That one, the Shaykh may look at everything. We see only like this. Sees it like that. So we have to pull back a little bit. Understand? Inshallah. Inshallah, our Shaykh will be happy with us. I'm still hoping and praying every day that he's going to be happy with my work. I'm never satisfied with the work that I'm doing every day, never. And I hope and I pray, and we're begging him to be happy. Yeah. This is how he's training me. And this is keeping us on the straight path, inshallah. Because yes, as much as I love him, whatever that means, I fear him, and I know exactly what that means. You understand? Your fear, you know exactly what it is. Your love, like this or like that, it's so many things in there, you may not know. Anyway, wa inna Allahi tawfiq al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum. I have the dessert gift. You have a question? Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. When trying to put priority into what you, Sheikh Laman Fendi, have said, say as far as reading our book, what do we do if we feel other things are pulling us in our community, such as Quran classes, fiqh classes, or dawah? How do we not get fooled by our ego and others? The ulama keep insisting that everyone should be active in the community, but it's hard to know what is our role.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. This is why you're following a Shaykh, so that you know your role exactly. The way of tasawwuf is different. The way of tariqat, it is different from the way of shariat. You are doing everything what the Shariat is telling you, but you're not concentrating on the outside. You're concentrating on a ihsan, on the beauty of what you do. You're not concentrating, for example, to memorize the Quran. You're concentrating on having the adab of the Quran, the beauty of the Quran. Understanding what is the meaning of the Quran in its deepest way by the Holy Prophet ﷺ and by our Shaykh, and to have that Quranic adab. If people are pushing you to go learn this, do this, you're a murid. We're saying one thing, they're saying another thing. Am I going to force you to listen to me? No. You may go if you want. But you're following now. I'm following my Shaykh. Of course, these days people forget their promise. Bayat is like anything. Today is like this, tomorrow is like that. There's no promise. But you take promise. The Shaykh is saying, this is what you're going to concentrate on. Once upon a time, they say, I don't need to look at anything else. This is enough for me. Once upon a time, the murids are even saying, I don't need to read anything. I must only read my Shaykh's sohbats. Everything is there. This is coming from belief. They believe. And they say, the ego is going to say, what do you mean? You think everything is in there? What about this? What about that? And they say, shut up to the ego. Just for them saying shut up to the ego and fighting against the ego, saying now I'm going to fast. I'm only going to do something. I'm going to put my mind into a different sort of seclusion to read only my Shaykh's ego, books and the sohbats. My ego is going to go crazy, but I'm going to tell him, move aside. All this time I'm listening to you. Now let me do something else. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. The Sahaba Kiram, they had to do that. Even when they had knowledge, they had to do that. Even when they had Hazrat Umar, he had a copy of the Tawrat al-Sharif in front of him, and he was reading it. And the Prophet ﷺ saw him reading it and saying, what is that, Ya Umar? Of course he knew. But this is for us, so that we all know. Hazrat Umar says, this is Tawrat al-Sharif of Musa. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Ya Umar, if Musa was alive, he will be reading my book. He will be following my way. You understand? So now, this is the way of tariqat. You follow it, good things will happen to you. So, this is a matter also, like I said before, putting things aside. Everything is going to tell you, because you grow up, most people, they grow up listening to every voice out there telling them what. No one, until we met our Shaykh, has said, no, this is my guide. I'm going to follow this one. Some, they are trying to put doubt. They say, well, no one man knows everything. So what happened to the Prophet? Not this world. He knows knowledges of thousands of worlds and knowledges of the divine. Prophets, they know. Awliya Allah, they know when it is necessary for them. They will not claim anything. Well, we know how our Shaykh is. Some expert coming, saying a couple of things, trying to impress people. Shaykh, and he says, but what about this, what about that? He tied them up already. So many people telling you, this is the way of Islam and this is the way of tariqat too, to say, this voice now, this is not my Shaykh, he's my butcher. My butcher is just going to give me good meat. This is not my Shaykh. This is my, let's say, friend. This is not my Shaykh. This is my father. This is my mother. Your Shaykh, your guide is something else. He is the one who is in front of you representing the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Now if you now understand that and you say, everything else can take a back seat, this one I'm going to hold on to. That time you will find Siratul Mustaqim. Hold on. Which is not to say, the Shaykh is going to say, don't listen to no one, don't listen. You go to doctor, what did doctor say? Don't listen to him. Where else you go? You go to market, don't listen to him. No real Shaykh is going to say that. He's going to make you to understand now what is real knowledge, what is information, what is coming from ego, what is coming from shaitan, and to use it properly. You understand? So those ones who are confusing you, doing all these things that is not in this way, we don't expect them to be in this way because they're not in this way anyway. Don't you know, in 1400 years, the ulama have always been, majority of the time, until the Ottomans, the alim and the ulama, they've always been against the tariqat. Until the time of the Ottomans, majority of them, they're against the tariqat. against the Sufism, against the Tasawwuf. And now we're coming back to that point now. May Allah guide us, inshallah. Make it easy for you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa min Allahu tawfiq, Fatiha. Amen. This much is enough. Have your baklava. Who brought this?